Hey there and welcome back. So, if you remember, I asked a while ago with an unboxing which you would like to see first, and I gave you a couple of options, and one of them was the Mallard and one was this, the mystery box. Now, people opted for the Mallard. Obviously, you knew exactly what it was, what type of review you were going to get. But people were a bit unsure as to what was in here. Now, I did say that it was a locomotive, and it is a locomotive. But which locomotive is it? This is one that I'm very excited about. So, let's have a look and see what's in this mystery box. So we're going to do this the proper way. I'm going to have to go like this because there is something on here that will give it away. So we have the box coming off, and I'll give you a little sneak peek. You can see that it is Hornby. Is it facing the right way? No. And let's bring it back in the right way this time. So here we go. So you can see it's got a bit of a slanted front, and we are reviewing today this. This is the new P2 Lord President Streamlined. Now, when I saw that they were bringing these out, I was so excited. Reason being, I've been a fan of the I was going to say Lord President then, been a fan of the P2 for a while. I wasn't sure which one I wanted to get. And when I saw this with the Streamline, I thought I've never had, well, I mean, obviously you've seen the Mallard, but I've never had a locomotive before with this kind of shape. And I really liked the way that this looked. So we're going to do things slightly different, or give it a try and see what you guys think. So going forward from that, let's first of all talk about the price. Now, this on Hornby RRP was $254.49. Now, I got this for $227, and I got this from the South Devon Railway model shop. Let's unbox this. So from the side, we've got some details on the locomotive, some measurements. Now there's nothing underneath on this one. It's a different type of box, as you can see. So just bring this close. Again, I apologise for the ring light being in there, but I'm afraid that's the kind of lighting that I have at the moment. And if you want to pause any of that, you can have a look, obviously, at the description. And let's get this out of the box. Now, as always, I have had this out, I've had it running, I have checked it to make sure that it is fully working, because like I say, as always, I like to show you guys a complete working product, and I just think it's a bit nicer for you guys to see something that's fully functional rather than taking the chance that something may not work. So, first thing, before we have the locomotive, I left this out already for this purpose. We have a detail pack. So in this detail pack, what do we get? We get some brake lines or brake rigging. We get some nameplates, and the only thing with these nameplates is, unfortunately, if you see from the back there, they are actually indeed plastic. So it'd have been really nice if these were etched, especially because of the value and how much this locomotive is. It would have been absolutely wonderful, but unfortunately that is kind of what we have from this. So yeah, it's a little bit of a shame. We have a spur nem coupling. We have a flanged wheel set Now, part of me understands why you get these, and part of me doesn't. Because I understand that if you want this as a static model, which I understand, you know, if somebody wished to do that, even though me personally, I do think it's a shame, you know, they are designed to be used, you know, with well, obviously with having the motor in and everything working. But if you just wish to have this on a straight running track with no curves, or just as a little piece set out, so you can change those unflanged wheels. We have both sets. These are fiddly to get out. Both sets of valve gear. And yes, I am doing this on purpose because I am going to make you wait until I get the locomotive out, because that's the best bit. We are going to have both sets there. One thing what is quite nice with this is that you have chain link couplings if you want that extra realism, and these are plastic by the look and feel of them. And then this bit I actually think is a really cool little addition, because quite often I know my dad said, you know, it would be nice to have, like, you know, people in the engines and things like that, and then you have that bit of a painstaking process of finding something, then painting it all up. And actually in this, as you can see, we get two little figures. So we have a guy there with his coal shovel, and then we have another guy looking like he's waiting to be handed a cup of tea. So we've got another figure for in the cab. And now here comes the good bit, and look at that when the light stops reflecting. This is amazingly done, and I will say to Hornby, they are catching up with this packaging. Look at that. The extra price, I don't mind it too as much. I was going to say too much. I do mind it, but I don't mind it as much if you get packaging like this, which is clearly an indication that they want to look after the the product what they are sending out to you. So let's get this out nice and quickly, because I don't want to delay you seeing this any sooner. Let's just pop that down there. And there it is. This is a absolute fantastic looking locomotive. It doesn't do it justice on the camera. So let's uncouple this for the features in a bit, and this is fantastic, by the way. Let's get into this detail straight off. This is a really nice one. So let's work around and let's start as we always do. So as you can see, you've got that really nice streamlining on the front. We have sprung buffers on the front. Now with this one, it is great because we do have the pocket to allow us for that NEM coupling. So it is better than the Thistle one. I just don't understand why that wasn't there, not fitted. But yeah, I am actually making a bit of an inquiry into that one. So if I get anything back, I will let you know. So go around to the side. We've got this immaculate lining on the wheels. We've got the lining, what is on the side, and look how fantastic that has been done, how crisp it's been done. All the extra little details, all your valves on the side. There is so much of this what is picked out. I mean, the lining here is absolutely incredible. This is plastic, but as you can see, it looks absolutely spot on. You've got metal reverser here. You've got the amazing lining on the wheels. Brake rigging isn't fitted to this part, as you can see. And then as we go around, you can already see some of the detailing where you're going to come to in the cab in just a short minute. Got the amazing lining what's being picked up around the axle box there. As you can see there, we've got those flange wheels. I will turn this upside down in a moment. We've got the nameplate here. Now, for this video, and moving forward, we have another little bit of a camera. It's more of a freehand camera, but it will allow us to get some really, really nice close-up shots. So my voice may change a little when I switch to the other camera, but I'm hoping that you really, really like this new little bit what we're going to be adding to things. And as we turn around, look at all the detail in that cab. I see that little shiny bit just down there where the firebox is. You're right with that one, it has a firebox glow to this as well. And this is a nice touch. We have a metal, you can see a bit better there, we have a metal plate between the locomotive or the cab and the tender. Even underneath, that is just such brilliant detail. And it does move. I don't want to do it too much, so obviously I don't want to break this. This is literally the second time this has been on the box. We have a fantastic, and well done from Hornby for moving forward, a version of Dapol's kinematic coupling. And this is so much easier to connect from locomotive to tender, so much easier. I'll just quickly show you the other side, because obviously, as you can gather, it's near enough the same as the first side. Fantastic nameplate there. And then inside. Now, the inside bit, I'm a little bit excited about something that may be happening, which if that does, that will be absolutely brilliant and incredible. So let's just set this down over here. And let's get this tender up close. Okay, maybe not that quite close. So as you can see, you've got a gap here to see through to your coal. You've got the other part of the coupling. Oh, sorry, I did forget. Go back to this. You can see underneath, you can see the pickups on every single one of those axles. You can see the bearings there coming through. All the pickups, which is fantastic. And this is driven off the one axle. So the coupling rod does have a purpose for this locomotive. And let's go back to this again. So as you can see, we've got some fantastic detail on the front. We've got separately fitted doors. Look how incredible that finishes, and just how incredible the lining has been picked out, even on the tender. This is really, really nice locomotive. It is absolutely, yeah, that's just my fingers. I do sorry, apologise about that. This is done to such a high quality, such a high finish. This is really a testament to spring buffers on the back. Not a testament to spring buffers, but it is a testament to Hornby and the build quality when they do absolutely nail something like this out of the park. And this is just so nice and wonderful. As we can see, the brake rigging on this is already fitted, and if you look, you can see that there is pickups on every single axle in the tender as well. You have screws for access, and your DCC socket is in here. And what I will do quickly is I'll just very quickly show you the manual, because the thing what I am looking for on this is, where is it now? Let me find it. Oh, unfortunately it's not in this. Where has it gone? Now, the thing what I'm looking for is that inside here it says there is a area for a smoke generator unit for future Hornby plans. So if they are going to do kind of like a plug and play smoke unit, I am definitely 100% going to be getting one of those, as yeah, that's something that's really looking forward to. So you've got your general instructions here just on fitting your other couple of little pieces that you get with this. Now there is one thing that I did notice that was missing. It does show here about some steps. Now they aren't actually in the detail pack, and they aren't fitted either. But if you look at this, as you can see, class P2, this is actually showing a different locomotive than the one that we've got. So clearly this is, you know, the same type of locomotive, just got a different body on it. But yeah, it would have been nice to have one that was, you know, for this locomotive. But yeah, it would have been nice. And as we can see, there's your DCC socket in the back. It's a 21 pin, and if you actually look, see where the speaker is, what you would normally get with all the extra little fittings, it already has a area ready for that, so you can pop it straight in without having to choose anything, without having to mess around with stuff. So that is absolutely fantastic. So it's great that it does give you that bit more information. There's the your kinematic coupling. I know, I always get the name wrong. So yeah, so absolutely fantastic. This is a fantastic, wonderful locomotive. So let's go on to the other part. Let's get to the other camera and let's get some real nice close-up shots of this. So here we go. This is the new camera that we have to use. So let's just start with this. You see how nicely that the number's been put onto the front. How immaculate all of that lining is. And the nameplate on the front. And as we can see there, we have some under detailing from the cab. And you see there, you've got your wires for your pickups. Unfortunately, that screws a little bit. Yeah, I don't think they had screws like that in those days. But however, as we move along, you can see as we go super up close to this, just the amount of detail and how fine that lining is done. Look at the amount of detail what is in that cab. Everything's picked out so nicely. You've got the diodes, even the small dial on the right hand side. All your levers are picked out, all your handles are picked out. And as you can see, we've got a seat on the left for one driver, a seat on the right for the other driver. So at some point we will fit those guys in and see what it looks like. If I turn this like this, you can see there the detailing on the metal ramp that will go between the two. You can even see the detailing on the floor, what is in cab. Oh, sorry, it's just having a moment there. And if we go around to the side, now this is what I like about this camera. You can actually see, if I get right in close, there's a tiny little bit of that missing, but from here, that is so unnoticeable. It's just not. It's not a thing for me. It really isn't. But if we go close like this, you can see the level of detail that Hornby are going into. We're just showing that this is actually a readable plate what's fitted. If we go up top, as you can see there by the shine, we do have metal fitted whistles. The cab roof does slide here, and this one slides as well. And this is really wonderful to be able to show you this on this camera. And you can see that line is hardly visible. Colour on this is fantastic, it really is. And if I just turn this around very quickly, and there is the plate on the other side, and see how nice and close we can get into that. Look how brilliant that the number's been fitted, or picked out should I say. And again, just a close up, how incredibly well and detailed all that lining is. And in fact, can we make out what this is? There you go, shut and open. You can actually see what this is from this camera. And as you can see, I've not moved it away much, and already you can't see, you just can't see the writing. It just looks like a little white blob until you bring it in super close like this. And again, I know these are expensive for what they are, but when you take into account that amount of detail, yeah, it does make you think a little bit. And again, with this tender, just the riveting, the handles, so much separately fitted parts. Look how well this lining is down the side, over the axles and the axle boxes, even on the back bumper. This is just so nicely fitted. It really is. It's so well painted. Even up top, does this open? No, this doesn't open. But that coal load as well, that's actually not a bad looking coal load, to be fair. And I would like to know in the comments, do you like this super up close version? Would you like me to go straight to this when I'm talking about and showing the locomotive rather than the other camera and then showing you this side again? Or do you like, well, again, do you like this separate little version? You can see how nice and close coupled this is when it's all together. So what we're going to do, we're going to take this now onto another new feature. We'll get rid of this camera, what you're looking through right now. We'll go back to the other camera and let's take it down, the first loco, to run on our newly made little test track. So here it is for the first time on the test track. So as we can see, we're just going to run it this short distance this week because I have found a little thing with here. So we are just going to test it, but this is the initial idea of this, so we can just see exactly how a locomotive starts off from the very beginning. So let's zoom in nice and closely with this one. And let's see if we can get this running. So let's turn this power up nice and slowly. We're using back to the old Gauge Master, at least for the test track anyway. So let's just turn that controller up nice and slowly. And look at that, we were on about 20 on the controller. And just look at how incredibly slow that's moving. Let me just try and get in even closer if I can. Now, I'm not unfortunately able to do that with this camera. That's about the best that I can get. Well, again, if you want me to show you this up close with the other camera, the more detailed camera, that I can switch again, then please leave leave a message in the comments so I know exactly what you guys want to see, so I can improve the reviews what I'm doing for you. And we can see just how slow that this is going, and just look at that. There is no juddering or anything, it's not sticking, it's so incredibly slow. That is absolutely amazing. If I turn it up, you can see there, away it goes. Now let's try this in reverse. Turn it up slowly again. Still going, still going. There we go. It is just starting to move. And if you are shunting this locomotive around, for me, you are not going to get any better than that. You won't. Quite literally. That is how incredible that this thing is moving. In fact, hang on, has it stopped? No, it's not. Wow, that is absolutely fantastic. I genuinely thought that had stopped working then. So there we have it on the test track. You can see it's moving forwards, it's moving backwards. Absolutely wonderful, wonderful locomotive. So I know this is going to be a long video, so let's get this down onto the layout. Okay, so here it is down on the layout, and as we can see already, this thing is looking absolutely massive and brilliant. So let's just have a quick see how this will go. Now, as we know, the track here is 3rd radius, but this is just purely DCC. Unfortunately, this isn't DCC fitted, so this will have to just go on the 2nd radius for now. Now, we know this is rated for 2nd radius, but as always, we've got the little extra thing with this track. Will it work on 1st radius? So let's just give it a little try on this 2nd radius, and let's just see how it does. Now you see there, it's wonderful and smooth. And then you see in the background that firebox flicker just working away there, lovely. Let me just stop it there for a second. And see where that firebox flicker just cut out. Now let me just zoom this in for you. I'll just turn the controller up very nice and slowly. That firebox flicker comes on and is already looking brilliant as it's barely moving. As I turn the control up a bit more, as you can see, that firebox flicker from a distance looks brilliant. And just look how smooth this thing goes along the track. This really is wonderfully amazing. As we see it going round, and let's just stop it there for a moment. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut the camera out. We'll pop it on 1st radius. Whew, bit nervous about this 1st radius with this one, but yeah, let's see how she'll do on 1st radius. Right, so 1st radius, yeah, definitely nervous about this one. Let's see what it'll do. Let's see which direction we're going in. Are we going forward? Okay, let's try it around this curve. Oh my god, it's actually making it. That is crazy. Now, as you can see there, it is sticking a little. It's really not liking this. So I would honestly, apart from this little bit of movement that I'm giving it, you see there, the stress it's going to put on that motor. Yeah, I definitely, you can see it there again with the slowdown. I really wouldn't like to run this or try to run this full time, because I think it would definitely do some damage to the locomotive. Definitely the motor with how this is working. So for now, I would 100% say for certainty this is not one that I would feel safe running on 1st radius. Again, it is rated at 2nd, but as we've seen before, some 2nd will run perfectly fine without anything, you know, slowing them down, without any appearing harm coming to the loco. So we have got lucky with a couple, but unfortunately this isn't one of them. So what we'll do, I've got a few nice coaches that I've borrowed from a train pack. We'll pop them on it. We'll have a little bit of a go round the layout. After that, we'll do a little bit of a summary and see what we think about this locomotive. And here we go. So let's just bring this to a gradual stop. And there we have it. So let me know in the comments below what you think of this locomotive. It is super quiet running on its own. It's got the firebox flicker, possible extra to come in the future in the cab. And as you can see there on the layout, this looks an absolute monster and is a fantastic locomotive. So what are my thoughts on this? I'm absolutely made to bits with it. It's a fantastic locomotive, a great addition to the collection. This is 100% definitely one that I don't think I'll ever get rid of. I love the colour, I love the style of this P2. And will we see this with sound in the future? Quite possibly. I do like the idea of putting sound into it if they can work out the new Bluetooth decoders a little bit better. But anyway, with that being said, let me know down in the comments what you think of this locomotive. Were you lucky enough to be able to grab one? Because I know on Hornby's website at the minute these are currently out of stock, and I don't know if they'll be restocking them. But yeah, an absolutely fantastic locomotive, and I'm so made up to have, well, been able to be lucky to find one, because there was a lot of places that were out of stock on these. So with that being said, leave a thumbs up below, like and subscribe, and with that being said, as we always say, we will see you in the next video.